Most people believe money has one job, and that is to buy things. Of course, that is a surface level understanding. In reality, money has three distinct jobs, and most financial stress comes from trying to force money to do all three at the same time. Now, let's try to break it down clearly so that we can see the three jobs. The first job of money is to earn, right? And that is the one that most of us know, right? So your salary, your business income, your side gigs, your profession, that is the inflow. Money is coming in from that. And without this, nothing else will even start, because you need money to invest. You need money to earn money, like they say, right? But there's something important. Earning money is not the same as managing money. A high income does not automatically create wealth. What it does is to create potential. Many people think that because I have high income, I am wealthy. No, that person is not wealthy. High income does not mean that you have wealth. What high income does is that it gives you potentials to create wealth faster than other people, because there is something called the vehicle of money, the vehicle of wealth creation. So imagine that two people are trying to go to a place that is like maybe several kilometers, thousands of kilometers away. For example, in Nigerian context now, maybe let's say Lagos to Abuja. And one person is going with plane, and another person is going with a car. Another person is going with maybe let's say us. So imagine all of them will eventually get to Abuja, but when they will get there and how tired they will be different. One person will get there faster. So what high income does is that it helps you to create wealth faster, but it doesn't automatically mean that you are wealthy. And people mistaking these things together. The second job of money is to preserve money, or we can say to save money or to keep money. So this is where most people operate, especially early in life. So they earn money and they try to save as much as they can save. So preservation means that you're not losing the money that you have, right? So you are trying to avoid waste. You're trying to avoid overspending. That's where you talk about cash flow management. You're trying to avoid emergencies and unnecessary loss. But there is one hidden enemy of preservation. When you are saving your money, when you are preserving your money, there is one hidden enemy, and it is called time. Because even if you do nothing wrong, your money can still lose value over time due to inflation and price changes. So preservation is good. In fact, it's a good place to start. But preservation alone is not enough. The third job of money is to grow money. Let me repeat the three of them. The first one is to earn money or make money. The second one is to preserve money or to save money. And the third one is to grow money or to multiply money. And that is where investment is. Investment lives in that third one. So growth means putting money into a system that can increase its value over time. You are not just storing the money. You're not just protecting the money. You are expanding the money. And that is where financial instruments, businesses, real estate, and other assets come in. Now, here's the critical insight that you need to pay attention to. You cannot optimize all three jobs at the same time. There is always a trade-off. If you focus heavily on earning, you may not have time to preserve or grow. If you focus on preservation, your money may be safe, but it may not grow. If you focus heavily on growth, then you may expose yourself to risk and volatility. So financial maturity is not about doing all these three perfectly. It's about assigning the right job to the right portion of your money. Now, let's make this practical. So some of your money is for survival and stability, and you have to ensure that you have that. And some is for future opportunities, and some is for long-term growth. The mistake many people make is treating all their money as one category. So they either spend everything, or they save everything, or they invest everything without structure. So imagine you invest all your money into long-term financial assets. What if you need money urgently in the next 1 month or in the next 2 weeks, but all your money already tied down to long-term investment assets? So there's a need to apportion your money in the right proportion according to all of these things. So each part of your money should have a job description. Now pause and think about that. If your money had job descriptions, what job is each part currently doing? Because if every naira has a job, then financial control becomes much easier. And that is the beginning of real financial structure. It is not just how much you earn, but how clearly your money is assigned roles. So, and that's exactly where we're going to start in the next phase, right? So in the next phase, we are going to zoom out. We have looked at the general overview of money. So what we're going to do is to start looking at various asset classes. So you move from just thinking about money to thinking about investment. So we'll go, before we start talking about various investment and various instruments, let's look at all the asset classes that we have. So that's where we're going to start the next episode. See you then.